Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of Saint Reviews. I'm your host Tanner, and today we will be talking about Dark Souls 3. What do you need to know about Dark Souls 3? Well, it was created by From Software and Miyazaki is the director of the game's production. It's actually a direct sequel to Dark Souls 1 as opposed to Dark Souls 2. I know that's confusing, but all you need to know is that it's a Souls game. That means it will have swords, magic, creative bosses, a lot of different enemies, cheap level design, and a whole lot of you dying over and over and over again. So what was the story behind Dark Souls 3? Well, the bells have tolled and the undead are rising from their graves again. You are one of the risen undead and must hunt down the Lords of Cinder, assumably to either restore your humanity, save the world, or just so you can die for real without having to come back every time you happen to get decapitated. The art department for Dark Souls 3 did a phenomenal job. The world is as immersive as it is gorgeous. The bosses are unique and fun to fight, for the most part. The enemies are all unique to that area, and we do see some old characters coming back to say hi to us. Onion Bro's in there, man. I'm so happy they brought him back. But if you're into visually stunning games, I'd recommend you check this one out. Now let's talk about the feel of the game. The combat flows very well. Every weapon you pick up is unique, simple to use, and easy to understand. They updated their combat to be a lot like Bloodborne in nature. Actually, this game is a lot like Bloodborne in a lot of ways. It's basically if Bloodborne and Dark Souls had a disgusting, horrid child that always eats your cake, but you still love him regardless. That's basically what Dark Souls 3 is. So what else can you do in Dark Souls 3 besides beat the game, you might ask? Well, you can also do PvP on top of your already challenging first playthrough. The PvP is also updated so you don't really have those terrible hitboxes and you can actually see what your opponent is going to throw at you, figuratively and literally. Everything involving movement and combat just flows really well together and feels especially satisfying. And there you have it. Dark Souls 3 summed up in a couple of minutes. It's a phenomenal game, and I'd personally give it a 10 out of 10, although I'm extremely biased when it comes to the Souls games, so I suppose when it comes down to it, it's a solid 9 out of 10, as it has a lot of replayability. However, it's not for everybody. But that's all the time we have for today, so I hope you enjoyed this review of Dark Souls 3, and be sure to tune in next time for another exciting episode of Saint Reviews.